You're listening to Btches, a podcast that creates a positive and welcoming dialogue about mental health. We push our boundaries of comfortability by revealing mental health struggles hidden deep within ourselves while also having a few laughs along the way. So sit back, relax, and enjoy a conversation with Btches. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Btches.
Btches, here
we are trying to figure out the lyrics of the song Let It Go from Frozen because
all we know is Let It Go. That's it.
Let it go,
I
don't
remember any other lyrics.
Something once more. Here I am, standing.
Let it go. Anyway, yeah. So
straight
this
and
episode. What?
I don't know. She said something.
Straight and tall. Is that what you said?
Okay, whatever. I'm just gonna. Let's go with this episode.
Let's go with Let It Go. Welcome. Yes.
If
Today,
you want it, you can get it. Let me know.
We're just gonna sing this whole episode. Is what's gonna happen. It's a musical, actually. Surprise, y'all!
God.
It's a musical episode.
I'm not prepared
Just
for this
kidding.
at all.
No, I can't do that. Right. So we're talking about letting go.
Yeah.
Letting things go.
Yeah, very important in your life to just, allow
Absolutely.
yourself to release and move on.
We are looking into the future.
Yes.
In this episode. Last episode, we looked into our pasts, and it was very emotional and dark.
Surprisingly, we
and
didn't bawl out.
Yeah,
but
I was on the verge of doing that, but
yeah,
I
trying to keep myself just smiling.
It's very emotional, very emotional. But yeah, in this episode, we are looking into the future and talking about things that we've let go, things that we still need to let go, and looking into our futures.
Yeah. And I think
talking
actually,
to our future selves.
I just realized in our last episode, I don't think we introduced ourselves because we were just like,
oh my God,
kind of avoiding the whole subject.
We were, because we were so
we were
nervous
just talking
last
our
episode.
asses off.
Yo, oh my God,
we
you're
completely
so
forgot
right.
to tell
I like
you
how
guys
we
who
realize
we
this
were.
right now.
So I guess I'll start
Dang.
off by saying I am AD. I am a YouTube creator and producer, and I talk mostly about witchcraft and the occult. But I think it's really important for people to accept themselves for who they are and understand who they are and accept other people and other cultures and allow themselves to grow and understand what other people go through, which is one of the reasons why I came to Rachel with this idea of this podcast so that we could, go through all of our own struggles in our lives and with our mental health or anything like that and help others and learn from what we experience and teach whatever we can in order to help others.
Absolutely. And I'm Rachel Lako. I'm an actor, filmmaker, and mental health advocate. And yeah, that's me in a nutshell.
That's me.
That's me.
Oh my God, if you guys know that reference, you're as old as we are.
You rock. We love you already. So let's start off with how are you doing? How are you doing right now
Today?
in this moment? We haven't opened any episodes saying how we are.
I think it's important. Since seeing as this is our last episode as well,
last
like
episode
how are
of the
we
season, y'all.
compared to
What
how we
a
were in the
ride.
beginning.
What a ride.
This has been a really great season. I'm really happy that we've been able to do this.
Yes.
I'm
same.
definitely more comfortable with speaking about this now that
Amazing.
I have had these episodes and this ability to talk about everything. We do little breakdowns of every single episode so that we can know like little points of what we want to talk about. And that helps me break down kind of my life and what's going on at the time. It's been an interesting experience for me, and I'm really happy that I've had the opportunity to do this and work with you on this.
Oh, same.
Yeah, and as scared as I was before, I am happy and excited for the future, especially of this podcast, because I feel like we do have the opportunity to help and resonate with other people.
Absolutely. I hope you guys have.
Yeah. So today, I'm feeling good. But, seeing as we do 2 episodes per day.
Yeah, so we did do that earlier, the last episode earlier this morning.
And I'm still kind of, I'm not reeling from it, but I'm kind of like, what's the word I'm looking
Processing.
for? Yeah, I'm kind of processing what happened in the last episode. Yesterday, I wasn't in the greatest mood. Today, I'm kind of recovering from that. So, I feel good. And that's all I have to say about that.
That's good and great.
How about you? How are
Better
you feeling?
than bad. Yeah, I'm all right. We just had lunch, so yeah, that was fantastic. Some tacos, and I have been like, I'm gonna say all right, not great, because of the fact that like I'm still having like a headache that I need to go get that checked out. I need to go to the doctor.
Oh yeah.
Because I've been having like very persistent headaches from, I'm not sure what it is. You know, it could be mental health related, or it could be just like nutrition, diet, which is kind of really all interconnected. So.
Yeah, it's very important to get those things checked out too.
Or it just could be
know.
Caffeine withdrawal, because I drink so much caffeine.
Very true. You never know.
So I think I might be. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm pushing through, and
that's all you can do, right?
Absolutely.
Especially with everything that we go through.
Right. Yeah. So I'm all right now. Hopefully this headache goes away.
Also, disclaimer. We are not mental health.
We're not
professionals. We don't
at all
exactly know everything that goes on with everyone or everything that we should be doing. This is our experiences and our personal lives and what we want to share with people to help in whatever way we can.
Yes, and please seek professional help if you
need it.
Yes, if you feel like you may need some.
Yeah.
There's no shame in doing that. So, yeah, please do.
Do it.
Right. So. What is letting go? What does that mean? What does
it mean to you, Rachel?
What does that do for you? Does it serve you? All the things. For me, letting go, oh my gosh, letting go means a lot of things for me. But I feel like it's letting go of specifically toxic things, for me, is very healing. So I think that for me, if I can sum up what letting go means, it's just like letting go equals healing, for me. And I find inner peace in that once I am able to just, whatever it is that I need to let go. Could be a person, could be a thing, could be a situation, could be an idea, could be a thought. Whatever it is, like that, for me, when I'm able to just, quote unquote, let that go and kind of remove that from my system, I always find inner healing and peace with that. Yeah. And in return, my mental stability is balanced and restored.
Yeah, completely. I mean, I completely agree with that. For me, letting go is kind of just like a meditative thing. Like you need to allow yourself to just be clear and clean and pure, your brain just completely, you start fresh and start anew, and you're able to work through things in a completely different way. It's kind of, in alchemy, it's called spiritization. It's like seeing the world in a whole nother light, but it's after the dark night of the soul where you experience the putrefaction of just like your entire being just rotting and creating this new thing, like the phoenix coming from the ashes. So it's definitely
like a rebirth,
It's like a rebirth, completely.
Yeah, and like the feeling that comes from that is just, I think it also, when you were saying that, it reminded me of another word, which is trust. And it's just like, I think they coincide for sure, for me at least. Letting go also equals trust.
Wow, yeah.
Because every time I have been able to just trust in myself, trust in God, trust in the universe, it also coincides with me just letting go of certain things that I cannot control.
Yes.
And there's a lot of trust that you need in able to do that.
Completely. I am a control freak, if you want to define it, and man, like finding the courage to let go is really, really difficult. Finding that just shattering your fears and just letting go of all of that. It's really difficult. But once you do, you feel like a weight has lifted off of your shoulders.
Right.
Completely.
Yeah, and I feel like it's hard. It's hard to get to that place, for sure, of like trust and letting specific things go. That because we're so comfortable with it, especially if it's something like a toxic person.
It's actually really crazy. We're more comfortable with having hurt than we are with having mental clarity sometimes.
Right.
It's insane.
Because, we get stuck in it.
We get so stuck and comfortable in the shit. It's like, what the fuck? What is wrong with us?
We just get comfortable in the shit. I guess we like shit, huh?
We're Batshit. Let's just do it, I guess. But no, let's not.
Oh, Lord. We like the shit. So where are you specifically right now? Like mentally and physically, and versus where you were last year? How does that compare?
Well, I feel like
have you improved? Have you not?
I definitely have improved in terms of knowing myself and understanding what I do and why I do it. I feel like I've improved like I'm like 100 times better than I was last year. Even though like I'm still struggling and going through things. Totally. I haven't had therapy yet. Like all of this stuff. Like at this point last year, I had a moment when I was like, I have my notes here, but that doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry.
It's like, what did I write?
At this point last year, I was going through a serious depression, and all of this stuff was happening, and I didn't really know how to go through it or anything like that. But then I ended up finding ways to cope, finding ways to fix my situation. I ended up getting a full-time job instead of freelancing and all of this stuff. And I put myself in situations where I was with people that had the same goals as I did and everything like that. And that has created a better life for myself in terms of getting closer to what I want, and finding a way to get closer to what I want. And I don't know, a recent situation was where I realized I was getting better was I was being gaslighted and ghosted by someone.
Oh,
and it's kind of ridiculous because I did nothing I normally would have done. Like in the sense where like I was normal, I was put together, I communicated well, I didn't get upset when like this person was clearly gaslighting me, which is a term that like recently came to light where people realized like, holy shit, this has been happening a lot recently. And I didn't get upset when things were going sour like I normally do, anything like that. And it was happening like right in front of my face. And like I was calm and collected and didn't necessarily like react in the way that I normally do because I realized I needed to detach from the situation. I needed to just like be a different version of myself so that I didn't. And it was also one of those things where like our friends were involved too in the like, we had the same friends, like romantic situation where if I freaked out and was a crazy bitch, like everybody would know about it. Everybody would talk about it. So that was kind of one of those things that also like put me into perspective and said like, okay, let me take a step back and see what's going on here. And see how I should actually react to like this insanity. So, I don't know. It was one of those things where like, it's just crazy situation where this person had the nerve to like continue to like stick around after the fact, after like just fucking with my head and all this stuff. And I decided that, I needed to walk away and put this person behind me, and I never looked back. And that's not something I normally would have done. I normally would have just like chased after this person and like attempted to understand what was going on and like all of this stuff and like, constantly called and all this stuff trying to figure out what I did wrong and all of this. But it's like
pining over that person.
Yeah, pining over them and all. And I'm not saying like it didn't affect me in that way because it definitely did. But I handled it in different situations, in different ways. Yeah. Like I wasn't the one like, oh my God, like what's going on? Why aren't you talking to me? Yeah. What's going on? Like why aren't you blah, 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 like in front of our friends and all of this stuff. Like I was literally just, okay, let me step away, see what's going on. Okay, this person's actually gaslighting me. Okay, cool. This person's ghosting me while I'm still in front of them. Okay, this is weird. This isn't me. I need to step away from this and realize that this is not about me. And that's that, that sort of thing. So I definitely learned from that situation. It was at a point in time when I realized I also needed therapy. And that helped me because I was like, okay, this is happening to me. I need someone to tell me like how I should handle situations like this rather than me specifically handling them myself.
And trying to like, figure it out on your own.
Exactly. So then I was like, at that point in the middle of the situation, I was like, okay, let me go find the help that I need. Still waiting on it, but like I took that step, I took that step to start the process.
Yeah.
And it's just a really interesting thing when you realize this about yourself, that you finally need to step up and do something for yourself.
For sure.
And it's one of those things where you got to release negativity and realize it's not worth your time, like at all.
So you think you definitely now compared to last year have improved in many ways.
Yeah.
With your, that's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
Great. We like to hear that. We like to hear growth.
Yeah. How about you?
Yeah, well, it's also hard to gauge because like it's still kind of the beginning of the year. So it's like, okay, but last year was definitely one of the best years for me in recent years. And it's so crazy. Like last year was the most healthiest I've been, and continue to be. So I hope like this year is also the same, or more healing and more growth. But like, but the year before that, it was the complete opposite. So it was like I did a whole like 180, and the reason for that is because in the beginning of last year, I like, after going through the like worst depression and worst anxiety and so many horrible situations and experiences, I literally told myself in the beginning of that year, last year, was, okay, obviously things are not working out. There needs to be lots of changes.
Yes.
So I like was looking at my life and I'm like, what do I need to change? What is something that I, in what areas, or what do I need to do? Like, just trying to figure that out. And it's crazy because this episode is about letting go, and that's exactly what I did. Was that I sat down and I was like, I need to let go of a lot of the toxicity in my life. Toxic things, toxic people, toxic energy, everything.
It's those moments where you literally make a list, either in your head or physically. Yeah.
Yes, I was like, no more negative, bad energy. I am not about it for this year. Like I'm letting that go, and I'm also going to let go of control and just trust that like things are going to happen. And like, because I was at a point where I was like, well, what I was doing before, which was a lot of trying to control things and trying to overanalyze and overthink everything, was not working. I was like, well, then I need to do the complete opposite.
Yep.
And so I was like, I have nothing else to lose, so I'm just going to try it. And it's just so wild what last year has been for me. It's just been all like so many blessings and so many amazing things. So, and I remember like I need to find it in my like notes, because I wrote down like the beginning of that year of 2019. I was like, okay, I made like a list of like 2 things. I think I want to find it, but maybe I'll find it while we're in this while we talk in this episode.
Well, it's interesting how you were saying lists.
Looked at it
it's
earlier.
Interesting how you were saying lists, because I was saying before how, I realized I needed to, get the help and clarity that I needed. But while I was waiting for that, it kind of skyrocketed my ability to come to you and say, hey, we can do this together. And this will help me as well while I'm waiting. It'll help not necessarily distract me, but put something forward that I can be proud of, and that can also help me with my, my mental health journey. And this, is a journey for both of us, navigating all of these moments in our lives that we've dealt with and everything, and being able to talk through it and help other people, like we were saying before. Right. And it's fascinating how these terrible moments that we've experienced in our lives, or like even like random romantic situations that don't really mean that much, but have an impact on you.
But they totally have an impact.
Yeah.
You don't think so.
And suddenly we're talking through this podcast, and here we are, like having these moments where we share these things with people and share these things with each other. And at some point, hopefully, we will find a way to get through everything.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, hopefully I'll find it. If not, you know what? Maybe I'll just post it later on. And oh my God, wait, is this it? Did I just find it?
Oh my God, Rachel found something.
Yeah. Oh, wow. This is amazing. I haven't looked at this since last year. This is so cool. Okay. Because I just remembered it in this moment. Okay. So I wrote down, like, before the new year started, last year, 2019. I was like, what year are we in? Okay. I wrote down, like, self-care questions, because that was a main priority for me, too. It was like, I'm going to put my self-care first this year. And so I wrote down like 3 different questions that I wanted to keep in mind throughout the entire year for me. And number one is this serving me? My higher good, my higher purpose, my higher self. Is this thing, whatever it is it contributing to me becoming my best self? So that I think was like, that's in regards to like what I'm receiving, you know, like if someone or something that I'm experiencing is like not serving me and it's something that I'm receiving that I feel like is not good for me, you know, like
You're
let
done.
that go.
Yeah.
Like, no. The second question that I ask is like, is this energy I'm spending on this thing or person worth the time, money, and effort? Is my energy being utilized in a positive way? So this was in regards to what I'm giving. So the first was what I'm receiving. The other was what I'm giving to other people too.
Wow. A lot of the times, I feel like I give too much and people don't give the same back.
You gotta balance that out. And it's also like what you're giving to that energy that you're giving. Is it positive energy? Is it like good energy too? You know, because
also, what are your expectations? Like, try not to have too many expectations.
Right.
I expect a lot of people, and I know it's like not fair to do.
I expect a lot of myself. So,
exactly.
You know.
I pressure myself all the time. I always expect the best out of myself, and I always
expect 110
completely
1,000.
Yeah.
And then the last one is this in my control? No. Get rid of it. Don't waste any more energy on it. Yes, then see if there's a solution. So
I like how you gave yourself yes or no.
Listen, I have to like think about all these things. But yeah, and I think this is actually, I'm so glad I found this. It really helped me because like throughout the year, whenever something would happen, like either a bad situation or like a situation maybe wasn't necessarily bad, but just wasn't right for me, or I didn't know how to go about it, or maybe there was a person, whatever it was, I asked myself these 3 questions, you know? And I think that was really great in terms of like just guiding me in the best possible like mental state. You know?
Totally.
So, yeah.
That's a really powerful tool. You should definitely, anyone
y'all.
Listening should definitely try
I hope
that.
that helps y'all. Yeah.
I want to try that.
Do it. I'll share it with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was me. So I definitely feel like, and I, you know, this year I want to implement more of that. And yeah, it's hard to like say how my year has been compared to like last year because it just started. But I'm doing well, and I hope it continues to get better. You're gonna.
Well, what if you?
I was like, I can ask this question again because I can let you go first again. But I know you don't like going first a lot. So
Rachel,
now I'm giving you the space to ask me.
Oh my God, I don't need your space. Rachel, what have you decided to release in your life in order to be the best version of yourself?
I feel like I answered that question already.
Yeah, I do too. But at the same time, I feel like there's more that you could state.
Yeah.
Like toxic relationships, they're general. But like anything else, you think?
Yeah, and especially that last part is like in order to be the best version of yourself. That is, I don't know, because I wrote down like basically toxicity everywhere, you know, like just, again,
which
like
was
what
a
I
general
said.
For me. Yeah.
But yeah, like what specifically what I've needed to release. I don't know. There's so many things.
Well, there's one.
I think for me, okay, here, like I think for me, it's definitely just for myself that has impacted me the most is actually any toxic thoughts that I've had of myself, negative thoughts, negative ideas, negative voices that like it's hard to become the best version of yourself when like you yourself are telling yourself the worst things possible.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Definitely.
So it's like that has definitely been a huge thing that I've had to like unlearn or like, you know, learn to unlearn. And let go of because and even though like there's most days I am doing great recently, but then there are still so many days that I am doubting myself and the anxiety still it happens. It's
comparing
there.
yourself to others.
It becomes overwhelming, and so you know it's a daily practice for sure. Like this mental health is like it's a lifestyle. You know, it's a journey. Self-care is a lifestyle.
Sometimes I'm just like,
all of that.
Fuck it.
It's you got to fight those thoughts. You know,
really
when
do.
those thoughts that tell me like, oh, like you're not as good of a writer or not as good of an artist as you think you are. Like, you know, like look at those other people. Like, you know,
they're doing real things. They're younger than you.
Yeah, and it can be really it can really paralyze myself. Like
sometimes I have so much to do that I just don't do anything.
Right.
It's
because
terrible.
There's, oh my gosh, that anxiety.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It's like, wow, there's so many things. I'm just like stuck here.
I'm
like,
literally
what do I
like
do?
like stuck to the
Right.
point where I can't even move
Yeah.
because I'm so overwhelmed.
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
Yeah. So I feel like letting go of those things, which is still a practice today now, is slowly helping me become that best version that I want to be. How
For
about
sure.
you?
For me, I mean, toxicity, relationships, all of that stuff. But the most important that I have is my personal impatience. I am an extremely impatient person, and it's really difficult for me to go throughout my day without something happening the way I want it to, or as fast as I want it to. So recently, I've had to deal with waiting and being patient and understanding that not everything will happen like right away.
Right.
And that's been really difficult for me because
Totally,
a lot of the times I need things to happen, you
Right.
know? And like I said before in a previous episode, I've been waiting for 12 weeks for a therapist.
Yeah.
But they recently told me that probably because of my schedule, although they didn't give me a specific reason, to which I responded, please give me a reason, and they didn't respond. But probably because of my schedule, but they said that I have to wait another month. Or a month and a half, 4 to 6 extra weeks after put on to that 12 weeks. And it's so difficult to even comprehend like the ability to wait that long.
Right.
Like that's 4.5 months of waiting to talk to someone.
Right.
It's
to get professional help.
Get professional help. And I am like on the edge of my seat, like, a thread left in the rope, just don't clip that fucking rope, man. Just don't, and it's just, man. And then like other things in my life, like my romantic life and things like that, things are on hold or I have to wait or just like it's not fully there. And it's just like, man.
It seems like the universe is
fucking me
really
hard.
Testing your patience.
It's just like, yo, can you not? Can you just like let me be for a second? But it's the lessons. It's my my ability to find a way to be patient, find a way to get my mind off of things that I really want at this very moment, and work through that.
And that's the thing too. See, like that's why I said trust earlier is because a lot of that, like I used to be so impatient as well, and especially like just I'm a hustler, like I work hard and like I just want things to happen fast and like go. But then I had to learn the very hard way of practicing patience and like those times where I cannot control things, that there are just things that we cannot control at all. And like the thing is like, again, like being at peace with that and then trusting that like, okay, whatever it is will come at the time it needs to come, you know? And yeah, it's like, obviously it's easier for me to say now, but it's so hard when you're in that space and you want something like now,
yeah, like fucking right now,
right?
Like, give it to me.
But girl, like I'm telling you, like just know that like things will happen the way that like they need to happen. And like, and there's sometimes you just, obviously like right now you don't know, like you don't know why, but later on in retrospect you'll understand why.
Yes, there will be a reason and I will see it. I just don't see it at this exact moment.
Right.
But yeah, just pushing through.
So what have you added in your life that has positively affected your mental health?
Yeah, I guess I work out a lot more, which is good.
Yes, we have.
Yeah, I've been working out like every single day.
Which is really great.
Our intern is like, dancing right now because we've been working out together. It's been really great. But yeah, I've been working out a lot, and I'm training for Tough Mudder. So this is like the 10-mile, like getting in the mud and the grit and like climbing over people and all this stuff. And oh god, my hair. Hold on. Yeah, so I'm training for this, and so I've added that in my life, and I've been eating better, although recently I haven't been eating very well. I've been eating a lot of chocolate and ice cream, but,
I was bad, like sort of kind of encouraging. I was like, you know what, just treat yourself, girl. And then, you know what, it's fine. You can have some chocolate sometimes.
But it's good to have people there, like, motivating you and working out with you and doing all that with you. Like, you need that support sometimes.
Totally.
And that's one thing I realized. Like, when I need support, I should get it, because when I'm just alone, it doesn't help me. It
just gets worse.
It just gets so much worse.
Yeah.
But I did write an interesting note that I think is a little ridiculous, but also kind of valid at the same time. Okay. So I've been working out, and it helps, but hear me out. I think that people that work out regularly are secretly masochists. Like, secretly masochists. I can say that because I'm a masochist and I understand what that means.
Okay, break it down. Tell us why. What are your thoughts behind this?
I thought to myself, basically, like, I'm hurting a lot. Like, things in my life are really difficult for me and I don't know how to fix them. So, maybe working out will help it because, I'll be hurting in a different way. Fighting.
You're trying to call me out too. Like, I've thought about that as well.
It's fighting pain with pain, and that's what masochists do.
Totally.
So it's one of those things where it's like, working out hurts.
Like, feel the fucking pain.
Yeah, but it releases endorphins.
Right, it does.
It helps you in that way, and it's the same thing when you experience masochism in a different way. Like, I used to be a cutter, and I don't know specifically the science of it, but I think, like, when you experience pain, like when you distract yourself in that way, like, it does release something
totally.
in your, neurologically. And
we should get,
it's
like a doctor next season.
Yeah, we should definitely get a doctor as a guest to like explain
Yes.
that sort of thing. We will have an episode where we discuss suicide and masochism. And and it's one of those things, like, it helps in the long run when you work out.
Right.
So it seems like it's a really good thing for
and
you.
It seems like, wow, you're being so healthy.
You're being so healthy,
but so fit. Yeah.
Really, like, I've been fucking struggling. I've been huffing and puffing and like, this fucking hurts. But it's a distraction for the things that I'm going through in my life. So that is the reason why I think people that work out are secretly masochists. Let me know if anyone agrees.
I can see where you're coming from there. I totally do, because I have definitely been in those positions. Like, when I said before, the way that I cope sometimes is like I have to work out. But not because, like, wow, I'm healthy and stuff, but, like, I mean, I could be, but most of the time, honestly, it is also like I need to distract myself, or I'm so amped up in like my anger or my feelings that I need to go
actively do something.
Yeah, so I get where you're coming from there. At first I was like, where is she going with this?
I mean, I understand how ridiculous it is, but from the standpoint of someone that fights pain with pain, like, that's it. That's it.
Okay, so any other thoughts on what else have you added in your life? So working out, eating healthy.
Yeah. Realizing when I'm in a bad mood, I pull myself from situations instead of continuing them. Like, needing to calm myself down whenever, in whatever way before I do anything else.
It's just like damage control.
Damage control. Yeah. It's protecting yourself as well,
Totally.
And we talked a little bit about that in the previous episode, I think, but it's just a whole, it's a whole journey.
It's a whole dang thing.
Yeah.
It's a whole thing. It's a roller coaster ride, really.
I mean, it totally is, but
the thing is, I like roller coasters.
Fucking tumultuous bullshit. I am the same way. It's like spontaneity is great, but like,
oh man,
fuck.
Finding a healthy balance.
Healthy balances. That's one of the themes of Batsht Btches. Yeah.
Balance. Libras, what's up?
Yes, get it.
Oh boy. All right, that's dope. I think for me, it's I have scheduled more self-care time for myself. And, that looks...
Me time.
It's a lot of me time.
Yeah.
It looks different, week to week. And, like, self-care for me may not be the same, like, self-care for you. You know, it's like, maybe that does not work for you. And that's cool. That's okay. I definitely try to, literally schedule it in, like, put it in my planner.
Oh, interesting.
Like, okay, from this time to this time on Sunday, like, this is your self-care time. Like, maybe... Sometimes my self-care can look like just me by myself writing somewhere, or sometimes it can look like I'm out with my friends getting dinner, you know?
Yeah.
So, like,
there are different definitions of self-care.
Yeah, like, a self-care can look like a hangout with friends, or it could just be literally you by yourself, like in a bath,
Oh, I haven't taken a bath in like 10 years. I've lived with so many people over the years. I haven't taken a real bath. I mean, yeah, but like, do I want to clean it every time? Like, there are multiple people using that shit. Okay, you know?
Well, our housekeeper clean. Okay, anyways.
But you have to clean it beforehand because like people's dirty ass feet and stuff.
For sure.
Like, girl.
But baths are amazing.
Yes.
I mean, I haven't taken one in a minute, but yes, I do love me some baths. And reading, writing, watching movies, and just like,
yes.
And being in nature. Oh my gosh, I love traveling. So and that's for me just a form of self-care. It's expensive self-care.
But it still does something.
Right. If you can afford it, great, awesome.
Yeah.
And just journaling. I think I'm trying to do more journaling. And just like really writing down more of my thoughts in certain like moments and situations. I think helps me kind of like work through my emotions, you know, like, okay, this is how I'm feeling. What am I going to do about it? Instead of acting impulsively.
Right.
You know?
It's the impulses are really, really hard to get rid of, you know? Like I am impulsive as fuck.
Yeah.
Ugh, man. I hate it sometimes.
Especially in those intense moments.
And then I look at myself and I'm like, what the fuck did you just do?
Right.
Why did you do that?
Right. But yeah, I think that's a big thing for me is like just scheduling in more self-care time, like literally putting it in my calendar, you know, daily, weekly, whatever that looks like.
Smart.
Yeah, I think everyone should do that. Y'all should do that.
Is it time for a segment?
Is it?
I think it is.
Is it? Oh, boy.
So for this segment, we've decided to write a letter to our future selves.
Yes.
This is ourselves in the next 5 years, right?
5 years.
So I will be 35, or no, I will be, oh my God, I'll be 35.
Will you?
Jesus.
Wait, okay. 5 years from 2025. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
I'll be 35 years old.
I'm going to be, how old am I turning this year? I was like,
how old are you, Rachel?
I'm going to be like 33.
Oh, okay. That's a chill age.
It's chill. I don't know what that age is going to look like. I feel like it's just meh. But we'll see.
Right?
Maybe it could be my prime time. Who knows?
Hey, you never know. So I guess I'll start first. I'll start with I dated it as well.
Oh, that's so cute.
A letter to my future self. January 19th, 2020.
I love it. Oh my God. Play like a dramatic music, like
emotional
music
under this. Emotional music. Hey, stranger, or maybe not so stranger. Over the course of your life...
Why are you reading it like that?
Shut the fuck up. I'm reading a letter to myself.
It's because you put on this voice of like, you know, kind of your podcast voice.
Yes,
you know?
I'm putting on my podcast voice. Let me do it.
Dear, I'm just kidding. I'm just totally teasing you. All right. I'm sorry. Go for it.
God damn it. I don't even want to do this shit anymore.
Oh, man. All right. Read the letter. I want to hear it.
All right. Starting over.
Oh, boy. Okay.
I'm trying so hard not to snort. Oh, God. Okay. A letter to my future self. Hey, stranger, or maybe not so stranger. Over the course of your life, you've changed exponentially. I think back on the days in your early 20s when you completely let loose to where you are now at the time of this, at this time this letter was written, and how you've grown from the craziness that was your adolescence. How are you feeling about where you are now? Are you still struggling to find yourself, or do you even care anymore? You're probably not married. I know how much you hate the thought of being tied down, but if you are, I hope you're happy. You wrote a TV pilot based on the life you thought you might have in the future with the person you'd hope you'd be with, the children you might have as a result, and how much you knew the struggle would continue regardless of how much you knew or learned. Life is all about the lessons, and until you completely immerse yourself in them, you'll continue to wonder if things could ever get better. I hope you don't have to wonder or dream anymore. I hope that by this time, you've already created the life you've always wanted. I know how much you value the creation of beautiful things, and I hope you never lose the ability to do so. Love always, A.D.
Aw, I love that. That's so sweet. I like how you ask yourself questions. I do. But I like that. Wow,
yeah, I messed up a little bit, and I'm like, but yeah.
Messed up in what? Your writing? Or
no, just like when I read it.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Because I was thinking about Rachel, and she's making fun of me.
I'm just messing with you.
No, it's fine.
Oh man, I love that. So we should keep these letters. Keep that letter.
Yes, that's why I dated it, because I was like, okay,
that's a great idea.
I need to
date mine. I'm gonna retype mine.
Yeah.
Later.
I can go back, put it in a journal or something, and find it and be like, oh my God, I wrote this 5 years ago.
Yeah. Ooh. Okay. Here we go. To my future self. Wow, you did it.
Jeez. Okay, sorry.
That's it. That's my letter. No, I'm just kidding. Wow, you did it. You're working and slaying it, starring and creating films and shows that have an immense impact in the world. You are successful, you are beautiful, you are powerful. You have been making changes and still are. I know that you're living out your purpose and the life that God has planned for you. You got through all the hard shit and now you can conquer anything that comes your way, even if it's more hard shit. You've made an impact in people's lives around the world through your storytelling. Thank you for staying so vulnerable, open, and honest. Thank you for never giving up. I look up to you, and I look up to you, you beautiful human you. I really wrote that.
Yes.
I'm immensely proud of what you've done with your life. Look at your healing and your growth. Keep sharing your truth. Keep using your voice to make change in this world. Don't ever forget your story matters.
Beautiful.
And that's for everyone too. Your story matters.
Yes. I love how positive both of our letters were.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yes. That's great. Like,
wow,
it
you
should
did it.
be.
Like, I love
Yeah,
that.
It should be. I think like that's something I totally have learned too is, again, like I mentioned earlier, is talking to myself the way that I feel like I would talk to my friends, like and encouraging them, because I'm like, why are we talk a lot? Because a lot of the times, like we talk to ourselves like we're shit, like, but it's
what
like,
are you
no,
doing right now? Why aren't you doing this?
right.
All that stuff.
But it's like, it's so important for us to just, treat ourselves as if like we are, our friends or our family members or people we love, basically, or sisters, like the way that, I would want my younger sisters to hear this, so yeah. Aw, I love our
great.
letters.
Yeah.
So sweet. I can't wait to like actually read this and like come back to it in 5 years.
Just be like,
and
wait.
see, like, yep, we did that.
Yes.
Everything we said, it has come true. But yeah, that was beautiful. And on that note, how has your self-love changed over the years?
I've definitely
over the past year.
I wrote notes.
Okay.
So I'm really hard on myself all the time, but I often take a step back and look at my accomplishments and tell myself that regardless of what I'm doing right now, I'm still doing a really good job and I'll get where I want to be in whatever time it takes. So like it's a lot about like the impatience and everything that I've had in the past and how like I will get there no matter what, as long as I continue to strive for it. It doesn't have to happen right now in this moment.
Yep.
Be patient, and later on, it will come into fruition when it should.
Totally.
That goes for my romantic relationships, my career.
Yeah.
Whether or not I'll have children in the future and stuff like that. Like, I think we talked about this in our previous episodes, but like I thought I was going to have kids by the time I was 28,
right. Yep.
No. And now I'm like,
No way.
yeah, that's not going to happen anytime soon because I need to get where I need to be in order to have that happen. Like, as stable as possible in order to bring someone else into this world. And I have to be patient because if I go about it right now and just like, decide to have children, I'm not going to be prepared at all.
For sure.
Not that as a first-time parent, you are going to be prepared for
You're
anything.
never prepared for that.
But, like I want to be in a place where I can say, okay, I am financially stable. I am doing what I want to do. I am like, getting it in any sense of the word. Let's do this. I'll be ready for it.
I think also it's like there's a sense of not getting too ahead of myself.
Yeah.
Because I often do that a lot. Like I'm very ambitious and just like a go-getter. Like I have big ass dreams and so many things I want to pursue, and I like will often get ahead of myself sometimes, and so I have to like take that step back and be like, hey, okay, it will happen. And the thing is like you just need to be persistent. That's the one thing for sure is it's easy to give up. But the thing is like, it's worth it in the end to just continue on and it's especially in our industry, it's so hard.
Oh God, we get torn down so much.
Yeah,
in
there
this
have been so many
industry.
times I want to like give up, but then I think about like what it's going to be like in the future and what impact I can make. That's what keeps me going.
Yeah, it's like if you give up, what are you going to do? Like, the fuck else are you going to do?
There's
this is your
nothing else I
passion.
want to do in this world.
This is what you want to do with your life.
Yeah.
You might as well be dead if you give up, I mean, seriously.
No, for sure. But yeah, I don't know. For me, how has my self-love changed over the past year? I definitely think like I have it's so I never thought about this before, but like, you know how we talk about like relationships and we mostly talk about like with other people, but we never talk about our relationship with ourselves.
Oh my God, that's so true.
And I think that is something that I have really nurtured in the past year, is loving myself, like literally like my relationship with myself.
That should have been one of our questions. Yeah, what is your relationship with yourself right now?
I rephrase the question now.
There you go.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is. But now, yeah, like I feel like I definitely have grown to know myself so much better, like knowing, especially like with mental health, knowing my triggers, knowing how to take care of myself, and that's so hard because for a long time we're not taught to like take care of
we're not taught
ourselves
to
and our
pay
emotions
attention to ourselves.
Yeah,
like at all.
It's always like look out for other people, always other people, and like I 100% believe that too, like. But it's hard to take care of other people or like give generosity and give your kindness to other people when you're not doing that for yourself
Exactly.
first.
And it's not being selfish. It's taking care of yourself.
Yeah. Because I totally believe like you can't, as much as there's so many times that I've been wanting to like, I want to put other people first and other people, I don't want to be selfish.
Is so important.
Right. I'm like, I don't want to look selfish. I don't want to be selfish. But at the same time, it's like you do need to be in the best state possible, best version of yourself before you can really take care of someone else, before you can pass on that love and generosity and kindness, So yeah, I think that's something I've definitely learned. How about you?
I agree with everything you said, to be honest.
How's your relationship with yourself?
My relationship with myself is ongoing. I can't say it's great right now, but I'm learning more about myself every single day. I'm learning about what I can accomplish, what I can do for myself, what I have experienced and what I've learned. I'm learning every single day. I can do so much more than I thought I could do a year ago. And yeah, it's an ongoing thing. I will constantly, to the day I die, learn something about something new about myself every single day.
Yes. Yeah. I think like life is crazy that way. You know, it's just like you think you know everything about like everything, and especially yourself, but then really no. Every day it's just like, wow, okay. Because I think we're always constantly changing and evolving.
Completely. That's what I want to do.
I want to evolve and change and be better every single day.
Yeah.
So that means like there's always new things that.
And you're so much more like capable of accomplishing something like. You're capable of accomplishing so much more than you expect.
Oh, 100%. I feel like a lot of us also undermine our potential, and we have. I feel like as just like human beings, we have so much potential to do so much, whatever we want to do.
Never tell yourself you can't do something.
Yeah,
because what tells you can't? You can learn something new every day. You can learn a new language. You can meet new people. You can travel. You can go around the world.
It's really about like a lot of commitment.
You have to give yourself that opportunity.
Commitment and like perseverance.
Yeah. If you're not happy, you have the ability to change your life. Never let anyone take that from you.
Totally. Y'all hear that? I was like, wow, this just became like a really like amazing love fest. And I
need to tell myself
love
more
right
of this,
now. I was like, so much love in the air in this hot room. It's becoming hot.
Completely.
I love that. That's beautiful. Anything else you want to add? Because wow, it's our last episode.
It's our last episode
of the season. We will come back. We will be back.
We will be back. And more videos will be available on YouTube while you wait for the next season. I'm not sure how long our hiatus is going to be, but we'll have weekly updates, highlights, all of that stuff.
Yeah, along with the
blooper
episodes,
reels.
Yes, we'll have a lot of different like
more about our personal lives and videos with tours and things like that of where we live and all of that stuff. So yeah, like look forward to all of that. Follow us on whatever social media platform.
Yes, we're on the social media stuff.
Yeah, Instagram,
we're on the IG.
Twitter, Batshit Btches,
Twitter,
without the eyes.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So on Instagram, we are my handle is @Rachel.Lako.
And my handle is @Aadi, which is EADIG.
And then there's Batshit Btches on Instagram without the eyes.
Without the eyes.
Without the eyes. And then and Twitter, it's the same. Wait, no, actually my Twitter is @Rachel.Lako. No dot. But yeah.
I think my Twitter is
oh,
wait. Huh.
No, what?
I'm an idiot. So my Instagram, my Instagram is actually at witchy AD.
That's right.
Because some motherfucking bitch took AD, and I'm like, yo, like, you don't even know. But yeah, so it's the same as my Twitter, at witchy AD.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Same. Got it. Cool.
Amazing. But yeah, we're going to have so much more content for you guys.
Subscribe to us on YouTube and all that good stuff, and, you know, continue to just, you know, keep a lookout for our podcast stuff.
You know what I just realized? I did. It's something that people do often, but I made a mistake and called myself an idiot. And this is literally just what we're talking about. Stop talking to ourselves that way.
I was going to be like, okay, I guess.
But I mean, I realized it. But it's
for you.
It's one of those things that people just say.
Yeah,
it's not
like,
necessarily like that. I think I'm an idiot. But
right,
it's an expression.
Right.
But it's also something that.
Don't believe that.
Yeah, it's also something that we shouldn't be saying. You know, like we can totally manifest that. Let's not put that into the universe.
You're not an idiot.
I am a smart woman.
Yes, you are.
I'm a
smart and
woman.
powerful woman. There we go.
I make mistakes sometimes, but that doesn't mean I'm an idiot.
Yep. No, you're not.
And neither are you. All of you. All of you.
All of you. Yes, this is all for you guys. Guys, thank you so much for like listening and watching us and being on this journey
out with us,
especially with like our first podcast we've ever done. How do you feel?
I feel accomplished.
Yeah. High five.
High fives. It feels really good. Like, this is something that I've thought of for a while. I've always wanted to create a podcast, but I never really knew what it could be about. And then, you know.
I didn't even I never thought I would be doing this right now, honestly. I was like, oh, sure. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I like this.
I came to you and I was like, hey, like, you want to do this? And immediately we're like, yes. Like, this is your area of expertise.
Yeah. I mean,
health,
like, honestly,
you know?
It wasn't like obviously because I'm into like film and TV, but I also have become like a mental health advocate over the years. But then I never thought of like, you know, I was interested in podcasts, but I never thought like, oh, I could actually host a podcast show. You know, I was like, oh, maybe that's too much. Like I have a lot on my plate. Like I don't know if I can do that. But then it's like, why would I limit myself? You know, don't ever limit yourself. And when there are, you know, like, you know, friends or people that come to you and there are opportunities, and especially if it's something you're passionate about, which is, you know, mental health is something I knew. I was like, I can have a lot to say about that.
Completely.
You know, don't limit yourself. Take those opportunities.
Yeah, and if you have people that are interested in doing the same thing, on the same page, like you and I are very much on the same page.
Totally.
We work in the same way. We have the same drive, and I think it works so well.
And we're pretty much in the same industry, so yeah.
And it's a plus that we live in the same room.
That's
because then we can literally have a meeting just like straight up, like as soon as we get home.
Lot, yeah.
You know, when you have those opportunities, like Rachel said, do not limit yourself. Carpe diem.
Carpe diem.
Faux show.
Yeah. Again, thank you guys so much. We totally appreciate all of you listening, all of you watching. Yeah, we're really excited. And,
so excited.
Yeah. Stay tuned for season 2.
Stay tuned. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you soon.
Oh, I didn't have... Oh, recommendation.
Oh, fuck.
Well, the only recommendation I did have is actually not a recommendation. It's actually more of a... I challenge the readers, the listeners and the watchers to write their own letters to themselves.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So I think it would be great to like, you can either write a letter to your past self and future self, or, you know, pick one. But yeah, I think that'd be great. Like, you guys should try that out.
For sure. Homework assignment.
Challenge. Yeah. All right. Thank you guys so much. Stay awesome. Stay batshit.
Stay batshit.
See you next time.